Well, I hit the wrong button, so we might end up with 3 videos. This is another storage compartment, and you can see it has some pass-through. There's a copy of your sticker for the window sticker. Our next compartment has our batteries in it. These great big huge gray batteries are your house batteries, and these black batteries are your engine starting batteries. Up here on the wall there are some circuit breakers, some relays and fuses, and then this battery disconnect switch right here. That is your house power disconnect. When you turn that off, you shut all the house power off to the inside of the coach. Down here is your BIM, Battery Isolation Manager. You'll see it has wires hooked to it, and it has both battery sets hooked to it, engine battery and house battery. This allows you to push a button inside and connect the engine and house batteries together with the push of a button. It also monitors the battery voltage from both sets of batteries. So when you're at the campground and you're plugged in and these batteries are fully charged, it can kick on and charge your engine battery. When you're driving down the road and those batteries get fully charged, it can kick in and then charge your house batteries. It has its own design parameters for that. I don't know what the exact voltages are. They change that from time to time. But basically, if you're at 13.6 roughly volts constant, it will kick in and charge for about an hour, and then it'll kick out to let the switch cool down and then re-engage if necessary. But it monitors the batteries on its own program. Alright, this next compartment gets a little busier. This big white box is your inverter. The inverter controller is on the inside. Right here, however, on the side is a push-in resettable breaker. If you were to accidentally overload the power on this, it will pop that breaker and you'll have to come out and push it back in. Again, all the rest of the controls are inside. That black box there with a green LED on it is your network AGS. Again, that's all ran from inside on the network. I'll show you that when we get inside. Up there in the top left corner is a fuse box. It's not labeled. Anyhow, don't have too much trouble with it. Then we have a good row of relays up there. Down here are some bolt-on circuit breakers on the wall. Some larger studs and posts and circuit breakers there. Coming back here are your 2 power gear slide out controllers for your 2 front slide outs. And lastly, this big black box is your surge guard transfer switch. This transfer switch has limited built-in surge protection. And the reason I say that is we do recommend that you buy a high quality surge protector to go in line to protect it. If this thing takes a serious jolt, it will basically die to protect your coach. One of the things I say to customers all the time is this is the kid who jumps on a hand grenade to save the platoon. He don't make it, but everything else does. That is the nature of this surge protector. It basically blows its own capacitors and dies when it takes a large surge. So keep in mind, it's a good idea to get a good quality inline surge protector. Okay, we're in the driver's area now. Driver's seat, recline, and this is your chassis battery disconnect. So when you put it in storage, you turn this off and the battery disconnect in the battery compartment to save your batteries. We're going to do the rest of the driver compartment when we get inside. I usually do that last. I'll just give you a quick glance around. And here are all of your informations for your build, your chassis VIN, tire pressure information. Down here, this is a 110 inlet. You can lift this cover up and plug a standard 3-prong extension cord into it for your engine block heater. You have 2 fuel tanks, one on each side. You need to fill them both. There is a transfer tube that goes back and forth. Actually, I'm not even sure on that, if they're still doing that or how they're transferring. But to fill both tanks, you need to fill both tanks independently. The blue cap back here is your DEF, diesel exhaust fluid. Your hood releases, one on each side. To unlatch them, you're just going to flip that up and over. The hood has struts in it, so it is easy to open. Just give it a light pull, and it comes up. Under the hood, we have a large fuel filter. We have our power steering reservoir. We have a fuse box here, a fuse box here, and a fuse box here. The silver dipstick back there is your transmission fluid. The yellow dipstick is your engine oil. Air horn under here. Bilstein shocks. Simple layout. Pretty much everything in here is Freightliner. On the passenger side under hood, we have your windshield washer reservoir, your air dryer. The top of this air dryer is a filter. It needs to be changed about every couple years or every 300,000 miles. You can set up your own setup schedule on that. Air filter restriction gauge. Your air filter, it does draw air through the hood system, so it keeps fairly clean. And then your radiator reservoir, information for your antifreeze, your air conditioning information, all of that is right here. Alternator, AC compressor, hoses, pretty simple setup. One thing I do like on these, you can give the hood a shove, it will not slam. It has struts, and it will come down slowly on its own. Latch both hood latches. On the front, we got our headlights, fog lights. There are some companies that make different grill inserts. If you want to go that route and trim it out a little differently, you can. Passenger clock. Alright, steps are out. You have a little storage area under this step. Switches, your awning LEDs, your exterior lights, which is your grab handle and porch light, cargo light, entry step. When that's on, the step will stay out. When it's off, it goes in and out with the door. Entry lights are directly above our head. Master lights turns all the lights in the coach on or off. It memorizes the lights that are on when you turn them off, and then we'll turn them right back on, or you can hold the button and it will turn every light in the coach on full illumination. Your awning control is in here. You have extend, stop, retract, and this is your sensitivity. I don't know how well you can see it. Right there on the very end of that lead rail, there's a little box with a red sticker. That is a motion sensor. The idea being that if you forget to put it in on a windy day, that it will start bouncing up and down and it will auto retract, depending on the sensitivity settings here. Push the button and the awning comes in. This is a nice little storage area with a 110 outlet in it. Okay, to put the slide outs out, you have to have the ignition on. So I'm going to go flip the key on and then we'll put the rest of the slide outs. Alright, here we go. Wake this up. See the button that says slides, bedroom slide, galley slide, out. This is your kitchen slide or galley slide. Dinette slide. There is a slight delay on this button because it's on the touchpad. There is an app that you can download that connects to this system. So then you can do this with your phone or with a tablet. Your TV lift up and down. Now there's also a TV lift up and down button over there on the thing. There's a USB plug and a 110 outlet as well. We shut the ignition off.